Hello everyone, welcome back to a new post today, and I hope you all are doing wonderfully well. So today let's speak about defense. We have the US Federal Minister of Defense and also we have the Minister of Defense from Germany. So there is a lot of important discussions going on with regard to defense relations, the upgradation of which is going to happen between India and US and India and Germany. Also, let me remind you that the German minister is here after 2015, after a very long gap, and this visit aims to deepen the defense cooperation between India and Germany, and now a step ahead with regard to India and US with regard to co-production and co-development and also sharing of design and also technology from US to India. Let's have a brief review of the defense relations between India, US and India and Germany, and let's see where they are progressing to. So the US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is here on a visit to India along with the German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius, who is visiting India after 2000. This is the first visit of a defense minister after 2015, and they have held bilateral defense talks with the defense minister Rajnath Singh. Let's focus on India and US first. Now, US has agreed to co-development and co-production of projects in the works, which was the top agenda for Lloyd Austin, who was on a visit to India. And talks with Germany is mainly on the government deal to supply conventional submarines under Project 75I to the Indian Navy. Now, a host of bilateral defense cooperation issues were also discussed, and the focus was mostly industrial cooperation. The US Defense Secretary is on a visit after coming from Singapore, where he attended the Shangri-La Dialogue, and this is Austin's second visit to India, the previous one being in 2021. The visit lays also the groundwork for the visit of Prime Minister Modi to US in the coming days, where he will also participate at the United Nations headquarters for the International Day of Yoga on June 21st. And Austin is expected to make an announcement on the launch of the initiative Indus X. So what exactly is Indus X? Now, it is a platform for startups and enterprises from both the countries, India and US, to identify collaborations for high-tech innovations within the ambit of the initiative called as Critical and Emerging Technologies, or ICET, between India and US. The Indus X will be coordinated by the US-India Business Council and is scheduled to be held over 2 days in Washington, which is going to be coincided with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit there. The two leaders will also take stock of the efforts on manufacturing of General Electric's GE414 engines in India, which has been chosen to power the India's indigenous light combat aircraft, that is Mk2. The India-US initiative on critical and emerging technologies, or the ICET, allows exploring of new ways to co-develop key defense platforms. Now, strengthening on the partnership between the two countries, Austin said that US is stepping up its coordination and training exercises with the allies in the East China Sea, South China Sea to the Indian Ocean, including India, and also the allies with Australia, Japan and the Republic of Korea, Philippines and Thailand, and US sees India as an important partner. Let me remind you, US and India are common members of the Quad as well. Now, US government is putting a full weight behind the supporting of India's defense modernization, and this was what Lloyd Austin told the media while addressing a meeting at the Indian Navy in Visakhapatnam. The Indian-US defense and strategic ties have been on an upswing since the last few years, and let's have a quick review of that. The two countries have inked key defense and security pacts over the past few years, including the LEMOA, that is the Logistics Exchange Memorandum of Agreement in 2016, which allows the militaries of India and US to use each other's bases for repair and replenishment of supplies. The two sides also signed something called as COMCASA, that is a Communications Compatibility and Security Arrangement in 2018, which provides for interoperability between the two militaries and defenses, and provides for sale of high-end technology from the US to India. In 2020, India and US signed something called as BECA, that is Basics Exchange and Cooperation Agreement, to further boost bilateral defense ties. And the pact provides for sharing of high-end military technology, logistics, geospatial maps between the two countries. There are more than 50 bilateral dialogue mechanisms between the two governments, and mainly if you relate them to defense, they are the Homeland Security Dialogue, Financial and Economic Strategic Partnership. In commerce, we have the Trade Policy Forum. In education, we have the Higher Education Dialogue. In science and technology, we have the Joint Commission meeting on science and technology. And in energy, we have the Energy Dialogue. Now, with regard to defense cooperation, defense relationship has emerged as a very, very strong pillar of India-US strategic partnership, and this was seen about the agreements I just spoke of. With the signing of the new framework for India-US defense relations in 2005 and the resulting intensification of defense trade exercises, joint personnel exchanges, collaborations, cooperations in maritime security, counter-piracy exchanges between the three services as well. The two countries also participate in many inter-defense exercises, like example exercise Malabar. The Defence Framework Agreement was updated and renewed for another 10 years, in 2015. And the two countries now will conduct more bilateral exercises with each other than they did before. India participated in the Rim of Pacific or the RIMPAC exercises very recently. The bilateral dialogue mechanisms in the field of defence include the Defence Policy Group, the Defence Joint Working Group, the Defence Procurement and Production Group, the Senior Technology Security Group, the Joint Technical Group, the Military Cooperation Group, and the Service to Service Executive Steering Group as well. The agreement signed during the past 1 year, as I told you, is the LEMOA, that is the Logistics Exchange Memorandum Association in 2016, the Fuel Exchange Agreement in 2015, Technical Agreement on sharing of white merchant shipping signed in 2016, and the Information Exchange Annex that was signed in 2016 as well. The aggregate worth of defense acquisition from US defense stands over $13 billion. India and United States have also launched the Defense Technology and Trade Initiative, or the DTTI, aimed at simplifying technology transfer policies between the two countries and exploring possibilities of co-development and co-production to invest in defense relationships with strategic value. Now, the Defense Technology and the Trade Initiative Working Group and its task force will evaluate and decide on the unique projects between India and US, and they will have a transformative impact on the defense relations of the both countries, only enhancing the defense industry and military capabilities of the two countries as well. During the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to US in 2016, US had recognized India as a major defense partner which commits to US to facilitate technology transfer to India. And now let's go to India and Germany. So with the Federal Minister of Defense of Germany on a 4-day visit to India, which began on June 5th, he arrived from Indonesia. Now, during his meeting with Mr. Rajnath Singh, Pistorius said that he would like to invest in startups and also meet few defense startups with an event organized by the Innovations of Defense Excellence, or IDEX, by the Ministry of Defense. He then traveled to Mumbai, where he also visited the headquarters of the Western Naval Command, the Mazagao Dock Shipbuilders Limited. And let me tell you that ThyssenKrupp, which is a German company, has now signed a MOU with Mazagao Dock Shipbuilders Limited to produce 6 submarines, convention submarines, for India under the Project 75I. This public sector unit of MDL, or Mazagao Dock Shipbuilders Limited, is manufacturing the Scorpion class conventional submarines under technology transfer from France, with the 6th and last of the boats being scheduled to be delivered to the Indian Navy in 2024. The Navy is therefore looking to dwindle its submarine fleet and is looking to procure 6 more advanced diesel-electric submarines under Project 75I, the estimated cost of which is being calculated to be at Rs 45,000 crore. The deal has been stuck over technical issues. Now, MDL along with Larsen and Turbo have been shortlisted to partner with foreign submarine manufacturers, and now an MOU has been signed with MDL and ThyssenKrupp, that is a German company, to provide India with 6 conventional submarines. Germany is expected to also present a formal proposal for the sale of submarines, and this is just what happened, the MOU between Germany and India. Only Germany and South Korea technically meet the criteria to submit bids for deals, for the deadline of which several extensions have already been given by the Indian government. Now, let me tell you that India and Germany defense partnership has been enriching since the strategic partnership started in 2000 between India and Germany, which is only strengthened via intergovernmental consultations in 2011. And this this is the first visit of the German defense minister since 2015. During his dialogue with Mr. Rajnath Singh, also Defense Minister Rajnath Singh called on Germany to invest in the defense industrial corridors in Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh, and said that India aims to deepen the defense cooperation with Germany and other European countries as well. I hope this information was really helpful to you all to build on the defense relations between India and US, the focus of which has been in these 2 days. And also, as I told you, we are procuring the submarines from Germany, and there is co-production, co-development and also technology transfer now from US to India. So this is a really very important issue from international affairs and also India and world relations as well. If you did, please do like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to comment, and I shall see you in my next post. Until then, very happy learning.